very small film, had a very, very small budget, called Croupier, and it didn't even look like it was going to get a release. But then a friend of the director's championed it in America, and knew lots of very influential people, including people like Robert Altman and various sort of people in the movie business, and started to screen this little film and say, I think I found this little gem. Managed to get a very small distribution, and then the reviews came out and they were pretty amazing for a film of that size, and the momentum grew with this very small film, and it kind of changed everything for me. This kind of shape of my career is the sum of all the decisions, really. It's not a conscious thing. And, you know, I'm not averse to doing any kind of film or any size of film. It's just about whether the material, I respond to the material, and the director. Well, I think it's one of the most exciting things about being in the film business is the opportunity to work with people from different cultures, people from different countries. You know, I genuinely believe it's a real international, you know, medium, and I don't feel part of the British film industry. I don't feel part of an American film industry. I just feel part of the movie industry, and I think it's kind of open, and that's what's exciting about it. And that's what's exciting about, you know, things like this festival, the coming together of, you know, it's truly international, people from everywhere, and that is what is one of the great things about being in the movie business. Drama is about conflict. You know, for an actor, it's more fun if you've got a subtext, if you've got something going on, everything isn't quite as it seems. If you say what you mean in every scene, it's kind of very linear, it's very straight, and it's very direct, but it's not that interesting. It's always more interesting if somebody's trying to cover something up, or somebody's trying to grapple with something. That's where drama is. You know, I studied in the theatre, and theatre is all about conflict. It's all about characters in conflict. It's about decisions having to be made. That's where the fun of acting is. In some ways, the training and the way I started acting, the process of that is still the same. As an actor, you still do the same thing in a way. You know, rehearsals to me are important, preparation's important, all the things that you need to equip yourself to go on stage, they kind of apply to films as well. It's very different, and the skill required at the end is very different. Film acting is very different to theatre acting, but the discipline you learn in putting on plays, I think, is still important and applies to making movies. I love the collaboration of that, of working closely with the director. I have less good time if I think the director's doing their own thing and I'm just there to play my part. I think it's a director's medium. It's not an actor's medium. I think actors are there to serve a director and to serve the material. But what's great is when you're very closely working with a director and you're very clear about what it is they want. Now, I wouldn't really do a movie unless I felt confident in that relationship and that I wanted to work with that director. I wouldn't do it just to play a part. I need to know that that collaboration will work. I think ultimately the most important thing with film is that they entertain. That's for me. Of course, it's always better and more interesting if it's about something. That's true. But ultimately, I don't think it's the responsibility of making a film. You can over-educate. I don't think film's about that. I think the medium of film is to take people on a story, is to tell them a story and to tell them a story well. And I've had hugely enjoyable experiences watching films that are about absolutely nothing. But the whole process of watching is a hugely enjoyable thing. You know, even when you get some level of success in this business, ultimately what it is you do, you're judged on the work. Everything else is what it is, you know, what comes with it, the fame, the celebrity, the distractions that come with being in the movie business. And I was very fortunate that it opened up quite late for me, because I think it's very difficult when you're very young, because it's easy to get distracted. But the most important thing you have to remember is that you're judged on the work, and you've got to deliver in the work. And it's, you know, you have to have that discipline. You have to take it seriously, because ultimately that's what it's about. If that starts to get flaky, you've got nothing left, really. I'm getting ready, and I'm taking a bit of time off because I'm getting ready to play Ernest Hemingway in a film opposite Nicole Kidman, who's playing Martha Gellhorn, and it's about a particular period of his life where they fall in love and they go and cover the Spanish Civil War together. He's making a film and she's covering it as a war correspondent. It's a very passionate romance, so I felt I needed to take a few months off because it's a pretty serious undertaking, you know, and it's a hugely exciting script. It's been directed by a director called Philip Kaufman, and it's a very exciting project, and I'm taking time off to get ready for it properly.